Guys, what is going on with WLFI? World Libby Finance actually falling off a cliff right now. We're going to talk about this project because there's so much going on behind the scenes. We're going to talk about what some of the other YouTubers have said. We're going to look on chain because I can see some insiders are shorting this coin quite heavy. And yeah, let's get into it. So it's falling off a cliff. First of all, let's look at the TA. It's really hard to do technical analysis on a new project that's just launched. So when a project launches, what I do is I normally look at the hourly time frame, and then I'll move to the 4 hourly, the daily as the sort of project progresses. So looking at the hourly time frame, we did have a buy signal on the SMC bot around 0.27. This was sort of during a lot of the pre-hype before launch, and it pushed up to around 0.39, 0.4. So, you know, it weren't the worst trade if you took that. Well, actually, it would have returned quite a lot of money if you took that. Then we had this yellow candle flash as kind of like a warning. If you look on the SMC legend over here, when you get the yellow for downtrend, it can often mean that you might go into, you know, a sustained downtrend. And we didn't get any more greens, bright greens, until down here, which was obviously going to be a big level of support, you know, 0.20. Well, it's supposed to be a big level of support. And then we had the sell signal from the SMC bot. So congratulations if you took that. I did actually take a short around that area, and I'm currently around 319% in profit. So I think around $7,000 or $8,000 I'm in profit at the moment. I only used 8x leverage because, look, when you're on a new launch like this, it can be really choppy, and I didn't want to hit my stop loss or get liquidated. So I used a little bit lower leverage. We came down to support. Now, I was going to long here, and we did have our bright green candle. So if you look on the legend, when you see this bright green, this is on the hourly, don't forget, guys. So it's short-term candles, right? When these flash up, it's short-term moves. We did get our green candle, and it was, you know, it's technically accurate. It flashed around 0.22, and the price pushed up to 0.25. Again, another sort of psychological area, but we couldn't get back through the SMC resistance. You see here, this is going to act as resistance. Every time we tried to get close, we ended up coming down. We come down. It's a huge sign of weakness when you can't even retest this level of resistance, right? When you can't get close to it, people are panic selling. And we continue to go down. So for now, guys, there's no point trying to catch a falling knife. I see people saying, I'm going to long here, I'm going to long here. You know, I would just personally wait for the buy signal. Why not just wait for the buy signal? If there is a play there, right, it could definitely just continue to fall down like this. It could just keep falling down. In fact, I think it might just continue to fall down. I'm going to talk about why I think that is, and do something similar to the Trump coin, right? Do you remember when Trump launched and we had similar FOMO, hype, all of this shills, KOLs were shilling left, right, and center, and then it just disappeared and died out of nowhere. And I did post on my X saying, took some profits, thanks Trump, right? January 21st. And look, a lot of people hated on me for this. You're making a mistake. How can you're selling the president's meme coin just after a few days after it's just started? You're going to get wrecked. Smooth brain, all the usual, you know, you're an idiot posts. Look at the price, guys, $68. I think it topped in the 70s. And my entry price was $22. So I made around $40,000 on that long position, and my entry price was 22. And if I had have had this attachment, if I'd have become attached to it, if I'd have married my bags, I would have got liquidated and lost my entire trade, right? Lost all the money I had on the trade. I think it might have been $4,000 or something dollars. And I would have lost $4,000. So instead of making $40,000, which I went out and actually bought a watch, and I think the gold on that watch is gone up crazy. So I don't even know how much I'm up now. It's a lot more than $40,000, but I could have lost $4,000, and instead I made $40,000 by controlling my emotions. And also, you're in a space where things rally on euphoria, right? Why was this rallying? It was the hype, it was the build up. You know, it's going to do this, it's going to do that, and then, you know, when it gets released, the insiders just dump, guys, right? We can see on chain. Have a look at this. It's disgusting. It's literally disgusting. Look at this. As soon as the token was released, look at the insiders. Look at the KOLs dumping. The KOLs have dropped by 80%. 80%. I don't think I've ever seen, you know, that on a blue chip project. I don't think I've seen that aggressive selling. Justin Sun, $96 million. Nearly $100 million in a few days. Ogle. Who is Ogle? I don't even know who this guy is. $25 million in a few days. Absolutely crazy. We've got Techno Revenant, $26 million. Some of these numbers are horrific, right? Some of these numbers are horrific. The insiders, they brought in at crazy low prices. So I think they got offered 0.01 as an early offering, 0.01. Now, what I want you to understand is that when you do a pre-sale, when a lot of these blue chip companies do a pre-sale, the whole scheme here is to say, look, our token is locked. Our investors can't have access to their token for 12 months. So you guys are going to have it first. And our team tokens are locked. The investors' tokens are locked. All of the tokens are locked. And then, the retail think, oh, well, if everyone's tokens are locked, this is going to skyrocket on launch, right? I'm going to be rich. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy loads. It's going to do well. It's got the Trump backing. They're controlling the laws in the SEC. And what actually happens is they do the pre-sale at 0.01 majority of the time. Okay, so I'm not saying that anyone's done this. I'm just saying this is what happens to the majority of the time. They do the pre-sale at 0.01 and they buy the pre-sale themselves, right? In loads of different wallets. There's even software now that will buy up the pre-sale from loads of different fresh wallets. And they'll just put like $1,000 or $10,000 into the pre-sale, right? And then on launch, I think the project done a 30x. Let's say 30x just to be conservative. It might have done a 40x, but let's say 30x. So on launch, they've used the money that they'd had from investing to pump it into the market making. And it pumps all of their pre-sale buys up, right? So if they put 1K into loads of these different wallets, that 1K is now worth 30K in each wallet. And if they put 10K into all of these different wallets and bought that pre-sale at 0.01, they have 300K on launch, right? They have 300K just in one wallet. So 369, few wallets, $1 million just by placing 10K in a few different wallets. You already got 1 million, which ends up in a massive sell-off because retail are buying up here thinking all the tokens are locked, when in reality, most of the pre-sale was probably bought up by insiders, right? That's what happens majority of the time when you have a crazy pre-sale. Why would you offer a pre-sale at 0.01? Why would you offer that if your team tokens and your investor tokens are locked? Because what's going to happen is you're going to launch and all of the retail that bought are at 20, 30x in profits, and they're going to dump on you. They're going to dump on you. Come on, guys, right? Think about it. They're not that stupid, right? They're not that stupid. Even though they do some stupid stuff, they're really not that stupid when it comes to money. They're very good at making money, okay? So most of them will buy up. I think what they might have done is the 0.05 pre-sale. They might have given that to retail. They might, or some of it, or more of it, okay? So the 0.01 was probably KOLs, insiders. We can see the KOLs are just dumping like crazy, right? Hundreds of millions of dollars worth. So, people who marketed it probably got some decent prices. There was a lot of marketing around the WLFI. If you look how many people marketed this, it was crazy. Yeah, that's a potential play. This is an interesting number because I think we might come down to this, because if everyone who bought at 0.05 is in profits, they have nothing to lose by selling, and retail will look at this chart and think, oh, I'm still 3x up, I'm still 4x up, I might as well sell, take some profits and de-risk, because it could potentially come down, right? Personally, I would just look at the SMC bot, and if we get a buy signal, maybe I'll take a hedge long. I am in a short position on this. It's around 319%. This is the price target I was talking about, 0.05, that I think it might hit. Yeah, follow my X, by the way, guys, because I've been posting about this short since before it even launched. I'm still in this short. Market makers are only required to hold the price on listing for a short time, so it's normally 3 days to 1 week. So some of you might not know, I've mentioned it a few times, but I actually used to work in this space. I worked for a cryptocurrency exchange. I worked with market makers, devs, regulators, and a fascinating thing I found out is that in the contracts, when you sign to list on an exchange, there is in the contracts it says how many days the token will be have to be supported by market makers. Some of them are 2 days, some of them are 5 days, some of them are 7 days. It's not normally longer than 7 days. And I've seen market makers just buying the floor because they have to, right? The exchange has said, if you drop the price below this, we'll have to delist it. You'll have to refund us, etc. So the teams have a budget that they buy, and it might have been 0.02. It might have been 0.02, because how many days did this go for? It went for a few days, maybe a week. Yeah, maybe. I feel like this is where the market makers let it go. Was it the middle of the night as well? It was around the middle of the night. Look, so it was around midnight when the contract actually ended. That when the contract potentially might have ended, that we lost this floor. So I think they're probably free of that clause now. So I guess they don't have to hold it up. But again, look, this thing isn't going to rally until we get a buy signal. So if the price keeps coming down. If it keeps coming down, so is the SMC bot moving average. And if it eventually breaks over like this and we get some buy pressure, we're going to get a buy signal anyway. So, there's no point trying to catch a falling knife. It could just continue down to 0.05. Well, this is the 0.5 area. I'm interested in taking profits on my short anyway. So yeah, no point trying to catch a falling knife. And if I do long, I'll just hedge long. I'll take a little bit of profit from my short, and I'll open a hedge long. So I'll leave my short on just in case it's a scam wick and it continues to come back down, because at some point they're going to want to try and liquidate some of the shorts, right? They're going to have a hard time trying to push it up here, but they might do something like this, and then it comes down and they try and liquidate more shorts because everyone's going to be shorting it. Okay, so what else can we see on this? So I think it's just launched, right? What's the volume? 1.6 billion. Market cap $18 billion. What's the market cap of Trump now? Market cap of Trump is $1.6 billion, and this is 4.46. It could still come down a lot. It might do something like the Trump token. I feel like it might just be a slow, drawn out sell off. There's no point really looking at it until you get a floor. You see here where we actually started to go sideways and find a floor. I think it's going to be some time before you get that sideways period on this, especially after this new move down. So, consistent sideways is often the best sign to look for a reversal, like if it does something like this. So for now, the trend is your friend until the end, and I still think this is going to come down a lot. We can still see on chain a lot of people are taking profits, right? Some of the insiders are actually shorting. Abraxas Capital are shorting with $1.4 million, and if anyone's getting inside information, it's those guys. We've got a lot of big shorts here. 5.47 million short, 4.1 million short. This long position is down 2.6 million. That's crazy. So, they're in a massive loss on that. Someone else is short. Abraxas Capital, we've got 2 short positions on. This one's in 1.12 million profits. So they actually doubled down on their short positions. Yeah, so a few interesting wallets are short with large amounts on this altcoin. So they clearly still expect some more downside. Guys, if you want to see the trades I'm taking, if you want to see the longs and shorts that I'm taking, I post them in my Discord. You can see here, opened a short on Hype, opened a short on BNB, with my leverage, how much I'm putting in, the strategies that I'm doing. When I'm taking profits, so when I take profits, I put TP 25% on BTC long, so I take some profits off the table. Yeah, and then if you want to join us, head over to my X account. Look at the guys been printing here. Big up Filthy Man, 147%, 73%, 68% on Solana short. Who is this shorting M? I think it's John. Big up John. Shorted debt, 1,000%, crazy gains. Yeah, the guys have been absolutely printing in the Discord. Big up Sir Crypto, shorting BTC 35%, virtual 182%, Crypto Moonlander BTC short 37%. Very nice, guys. It's my short that when I started shorting the other day, it's come down a lot since then. Yeah, so if you want to join us, guys, head over to my X. And you also get the SMC bot. So you see this thing that gives buy and sell signals. You also get this SMC bot inside your own trading view. It works inside a free trading view, so you don't need a paid trading view, and it gives you buy and sell signals and tells you when it's likely to dump, when we might get a relief rally bounce, and obviously resistance and support levels. Really cool bit of kit. So yeah, if you want to get that, head over to my X, and then it's this one here, this name at the bottom, not the top one. Click that. That will take you to my Patreon. Sorry, that'll take you to my Twitter, and then click this link here, and then you'll see an emblem for the Patreon if you want to join in and see the buy and sell alerts and my portfolio, what stocks I'm buying, what I'm doing, when I'm taking profits, etc. Also, yeah, check this on WLFI. Check this. This is funny.
Eric Trump becomes director of the board of directors at Alt5. Eric Trump's on the board! And then Zach Witkoff, the co-founder of World Liberty Financial, the very scam that needs liquidity, is the chairman of the board. Steve Witkoff's son, who's in the Trump administration, is the chairman of the board. And Eric Trump is on the board of what, my friends? Of a company that tells you in full disclosure their crypto mining operations failed because of a storm on Halloween. They were an appliance recycling company, applied for a crypto exchange license in Lithuania, and have a failed biotech scam, and are now going to somehow magically make $1.5 billion appear despite losing money and having negative $29 million of liquidity over the next 12 months. I think we just found the greatest scam yet, and there have been no shortages of scams when it comes to crypto, but this one has Gavin Newsom salivating and following Donald Trump into it.
So yeah, guys, absolutely hilarious. I mean, I don't know who was buying this crap. I don't know who's going to buy it. If you do the research into this and Alt5, it's absolutely crazy, and it doesn't really do anything either. Like we've seen so many of these RWA projects come and go. I think it's even a fork of Aave. I don't think it's even unique. I think it's a fork of Aave, which is crazy. By the way, for those who watched the video to the end, I have a little Easter egg here for you. So congratulations for watching the video to the end. I'm going to start talking about this soon. I'm going to start talking about this project soon, because I think it has potential. And if you've been following the news, and if you watch this video, you probably already know what I'm talking about and what I see happening potentially here. So yeah, I'm not going to talk too much about it. I'm going to do a whole video on why I think this could really rally. It's a meme coin, guys. It's a very small market cap. It's like 225k market cap. It's been around for about 5 days. I found some smart money that were buying it, and I was interested in the meta. As soon as I saw what came out recently on the news, I was interested in the meta, and this could really rally. It's TCC, so it's called TCC, Trump Corruption Coin. It's fun. It's a fun meme coin. It's satire. It's not a serious thing. But if it gets the attention of Gavin, who's been talking about this particular meme, so basically, I'll tell you in brief now, but I'm going to do a full video on it. Gavin came out and said, we're going to start a meme coin called Trump Corruption Coin. So immediately, I was looking around for Trump Corruption Coin, and I found this sitting at 225k. Went and done some on-chain analysis. I liked all of the top holders, well, most of the top holders. I always look at the top holders of a meme because I don't like buying meme coins where there's brokies holding the top. You know, people who are like in constant losses, don't have any money, because as soon as it does a 2x or 3x, they tend to panic sell. So it actually, a lot of the top holders have been holding through the pumps and dumps and are just continuously holding, which I love to see. So they have some conviction. Some of them do have large percents, like 3%, 3%, 2%, 2%, 2%, but that's fine if you're not panic selling and you're actually quite wealthy, that's fine. You know, some of them, I say wealthy, some of them have like hundreds of thousands of dollars in their wallet. So they're not going to go broke anytime soon if this doesn't work out. So I quite like the holders. The holder spread's not too bad, 36.7%. Only 760 holders and 225k. I just feel like for the meta, if Gavin Newsom does start to get onto this rampage, I feel like this could do really well. And I had a look around. They've just started the Twitter. There's loads of content coming on the Twitter. It looks like they just got Dex Screener done, so it looks like they're about to start doing things properly. So little bit of an Easter egg for you guys. It's a meme coin. Anything could happen. What do I do with meme coins? I only put in what I can afford to lose. I treat it like it can go to zero at any time whatsoever. But as you guys know, some of my biggest gains have been from meme coins, right? Made 100x, made 1000x in a meme coin. You know, I put $1,000 into something and it went to like 500,000 in a week. So you never know what's going to happen. If Gavin Newsom actually found this and liked the content or retweeted the content or mentioned it, it would probably do potentially 100x, right? It's a 225k market cap, so it's a 10x to 2.2 million, and then it's 100x to 20 million. So if Gavin did adopt this, which would make more sense for him, right? Why would he launch a TCC, Trump Corruption Coin? Why would he launch that if he could just do what Elon Musk done and just adopt a meme coin? It's a lot easier life, right? No one can crack down on you, and you could just say I thought it was funny and I invested in it. So that's kind of the play I kind of see potentially happening with this. And look, it might not happen at all, but if it does, it's 100x, right? It would change my life. So yeah, I'm in it, right? You got to be in it to win it, and it's kind of seems to be find a floor every time it comes down. People keep buying the dip. So I don't know. Maybe they are even accumulating this. I don't know. It's the largest TCC one on the market, so they're all pretty small. But this one has the most liquidity, the biggest market cap, and it's usually the winner that wins, right? It's usually the leader that wins, if this is going to be a play that wins. Don't forget to like and subscribe on the YouTube video to stay up to date with all the latest. Press the bell notification button so you don't miss out on any of my videos. None of the information in this video is financial advice, guys. Do your own research. Investing in crypto, investing in anything is highly risky. You can lose all of your money investing in anything, so make sure you always do your own research first. I'm not a financial advisor. That's it for now, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.